All right. Hey, guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hawkes, and this is your best life defined. So let me get right to the point here. Are you a dream chaser? Are you currently chasing a dream? You got something cooking that's big. I'm not talking about those hypothetical, had a few drinks at the party, talking about your I'm gonna list. You know, that list of things. No, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, right? I'm actually talking about real tangible goals that you take regular action on to achieve. Sorry, guys, I don't want to rain on your parade or your idea that you're living an amazing life. But if you're not chasing dreams, you're probably not. Think about it. When's the last big dream thing you were working towards? And it's not my story. Think about it. My last dream was to do a podcast or to be an influencer, I guess, is the bigger dream. And built off of that, or the foundation of that, is the idea that, you know what, you can actually affect change in your own life by affecting change in the lives of other people. I'm a firm believer that good begets good, right? That's why you've seen, well, for those of you who remember me, those who know me from the past, that's why you've seen such a significant transition in my life. It's because I kind of come to the realization that all that bad energy I was carrying around brought a lot of bad energy my way. And it really wasn't that much fun. I really wasn't enjoying it the way I thought I should have. And what it took me stepping outside that box, saying, okay, let's see, I've been walking around pissed off and angry for most of my life. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try some kindness. I'm going to try some happiness. I'm going to try chasing a few dreams. So there I am. I'm in that federal prison, and I'm working with these guys. And I don't know, there was a sense or connection with the humanity among men when I was in there. And I know that seems kind of ironic, and some of my people that I worked with in the federal prison, they'd be like, oh my God, you're crazy, you've lost your mind, you're engaging with inmates once you retired, right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because they're just like you. They're just people who've made choices and are dealing with the consequences, right? Now, that to say everyone in prison is a nice guy that you want to hang out with, take home, and have supper with? No, I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not true. But there are dreamers in prison too, and that's where I kind of got the idea. As I watched these guys, and they'd be laughing and joking, and for the life of me, I could not figure out how in the hell does a guy serving 20 years laugh about anything in life. His family's gone, everything he ever knew is gone. He's got a Sally, his roommate, has to deal with prison politics. How do you dream? Yeah, I guarantee you get a real true perspective of motivating people to dream when you're talking to guys who have 5 years left, 5 years in federal prison. And then, I did it, and I'm thinking, wow, I've changed some lives. I get contacted every so often by guys who say, hey, listen, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're still at it. You're still working hard, doing that thing that you said was so important. There's some endurance in that. And that's because I'm the example of a dream chaser. The sad part is a lot of people don't want to hear this shit. A lot of people don't want to hear me talk about how they can live their best life. And it's not because life is that amazing for most people. The reason this story doesn't resonate with everyone who hears it is because not everyone who hears it is ready to actually take action towards doing shit they love to do. It's a hell of a lot easier to do what you're already doing, let's face it. If you listen to this podcast, basically the message you're going to get from me is do something. Get off your ass and do something about something in your life that you want to change. Build a story around it. It can be a dream. I mean, getting my book done is a dream for me, and I'm working on it. I'm feeling energy, probably more energy than I have in a long time for it, but it's coming along. Affecting change in your life is a dream. My dream when I started the podcast was to get 365 consecutive podcasts out. It's been a struggle. This is a lot of work. I don't know if you've never done anything like this before. Not only do I produce the podcast, but I also do the video. And sometimes when I'm feeling really energized and I feel like the content is worthy, I'll go ahead and do a short video just to kind of throw it up on TikTok and share it to kind of change the dynamic, right? Because my posts are always usually about the same, right? That's a dream, and I'm chasing it. What's funny about it is the naysayers. There's a reason that my Facebook page isn't blowing up, and there's a reason that my podcast isn't blowing up like it should be. And part of it is because there's a certain amount of accountability that comes with jumping into a boat with me. You don't get to, there aren't any free rides in life. So if you come and you sit down with me and you start listening to this podcast and you're wondering, well, what the hell is he saying? And he wants me to do stuff. It's because I want you to do stuff. If you're not interested in this podcast, it's because you're not ready to take steps towards improving your life. And what's cool about that, or I guess what the double-edged sword in that, is that that's how this whole system is designed. This American dream thing, lure them in with all these great ideas about how amazing life could be if only. Get them in debt and then get them working. And then bring their debt level up to just about what they make and consume every bit of their time with distractions, so the only thing they think about is the work they have to do and all of the distractions that surround them. How many times a day do you look at your phone? How many times a day when you get done looking at your phone has your life improved because you look at your phone? How many times a day do you think to yourself, boy, I wish I could do something else, and that's as far as it goes? Before you can take your life anywhere, before you can live your best life, you have to say, okay, well, what would my best life look like? What would make my life better? I made my life better by being nicer to my wife. I made my life better by listening to people like Brene Brown and Tim Ferriss and so many others who inspired me to ask myself questions about who I am and where I'm going. And that's where it starts. What new thing will you learn today, or will you endeavor to learn today, that has the potential to change the direction of your life, to add value in some way to your life? Brene Brown's a great place to start. The Power of Vulnerability. I'm going to plug that book every chance I get because Brene Brown is an amazing person and she's done wonders for my wife and for my family. I think everyone in my family has listened to the book. I've listened to it like 9 times. We listen to it about once a year, at least once a year when we're traveling. What it's done for us is it's added an unwillingness to accept where we are. That's kind of ironic. My house has wheels for that very reason, because at some point during this adventure, during this quest to become a better person, to live a better life, we've discovered that sitting still doesn't work for us real well. And when we do finally sit still, guess what? There's still going to be a whole bunch of stuff we're doing, because you're not done until you're done, right? That's the part that I don't get. Of all the things that we do as a part of this lifestyle of traveling around the country, the one thing I don't get is I don't get people who are like 60 years old or 65 or my age even, and they've retired and their life has been reduced to waking up in the morning, eating crappy food, maybe going for a walk and getting a little exercise, and then spending the entire afternoon until 9 o'clock at night drinking to pass out, to wake up and do it again. Is this to say I'm against people who drink? No. Have fun. Enjoy it. But that can't be the culmination of your success. Why do we stop chasing our dreams once we reach a certain age? Retirement is not the point that we stop dreaming. Retirement is the point that we start dreaming, because the world is our oyster. Imagine all the things I can do. I laugh because we'll be talking about something that's going on in our life with RV life that's not exactly kosher. We're not actually enjoying it. And you know, it's like I tell Sandy, I say, well, you want to move? Let's go. We can move. Well, having that ability, man, can you imagine? Having that ability just to say, okay, hey, what do you think about this? She goes, oh, yeah, I think that'd be cool. And the next thing you know, we are headed off into the wild blue yonder on some new adventure based on some idea of living more life than we've already lived. Crazy, huh? What about you? So let's get this dream machine going. Let's go ahead and get this dream thing started for you. So let's start back to how it works, okay? It's really simple. Take a few minutes every day and take a look at yourself and ask yourself questions without all the noise. Shut everything out just for a second. Turn everything off and ask yourself if there was anything you could do or anything you would like to accomplish in the next 6 months, year, week, whatever, something that you'd like to add to your life that would add some energy to you, to inspire you. Pick it and then take action. People are like, oh, that's the hard part, right? That's the hard part. That's the sucky part. Taking action. Actually doing something after you pick it. That's the hard part. That's why New Year's resolutions don't actually, they're almost impossible to maintain, because in a lot of cases we don't have the endurance. We haven't built a great enough story around that goal to actually achieve it. Now I have. I'm back to martial arts. I wasn't going to work out today. I ended up spending an hour and a half kicking in the air, right? Doing shit, right? Spinning kicks and what have you. That's what happens when you pick the right dream. My thing is, I want to give the people on YouTube on TikTok a reason to say, well, he's kind of weird, huh? You don't see a lot of old men doing that, right? Does it make sense? Well, probably not to most people, but it does to me. And really, when it comes down to it, that's all that matters. See, that's why I'm not going to be deterred. I fall off the pit. I fall into the pit every once in a while, and I think, oh yeah, you're right, I suck. And all my friends on social media, they look at it and they don't share my stuff because I think there's a part of them that are a little bit embarrassed for me. And what's funny about that is, if you really think about that, I'm the one that should be embarrassed for them. Because here we are, we're blessed with this opportunity to friggin' make the best of every moment we have. And what do most people do? Get up at 5 o'clock, get a sandwich, go to work, fight with my bosses. They're not the greatest employee in the world. They're not these amazing dynamo employees who realize that life doesn't hand you anything and you get what you take and you go after it. No, they're sitting around going, he sucks and they suck. Go home, go by the liquor store, moving in no direction at all. When's the last time you worked out? When's the last time you went for a walk with the person you love? When was the last time you did something kind for anyone besides yourself? Those are indicators that you're sitting still in your mud puddle, that you've created this life that's right at the edge. You're filled to the brim with obligations and you're short on money. The money's almost gone and there is no time left. And there you are, wallowing in the mud, wallowing in your mud puddle because you decided to follow what everyone else is doing before you checked it out and realized it's not that much fun. I mean, if you want to know how life is going to be for you in 20 years, look at someone who has done the same choice, made the same choices you have, that are 20 years older than you. That's where you're going to be. I guarantee you're not moving as well as you used to. You're going to be heavier. You're going to be slower. You certainly aren't going to be laughing anymore, because that's the other issue. You become what you take in, and there's a whole lot of ugly in the world right now. So it's only when you grab those dreams, when you say, maybe I should do this. And at that point, you can't wait for approval. You can't wait for the recognition and the applause for the idea that you're going to do something. It's in the action. No one's applauding what I do. Everyone in the world looks at what I do every day and they say, yeah, maybe. Nah, probably not. Except me. Because this is how it starts. See, where I am today is not where this is going to end up. This is just where I am today. And the way I get to where it's supposed to be, the way I get to where my life is reaching its full potential, is I wake up every day and I follow that step again. I reactivate that desire to go ahead and do more. What will you do today that will enhance your life tomorrow? What will you do today? What action will you consciously take that says, I'm doing this because I want that? If you're not there, if you're just grinding it out and you show up at work and you do what has to be done and the money comes in and the bills get paid and there's not any moment in your life when you're saying, okay, 3 more weeks and we will be there, 2 more weeks and we'll be there. Another year and it's happening, we're right there, and we'll look back and we'll be glad we're there. Chances are you don't have anything cooking like that. That's the sad part. There is someone who woke up today who will not have tomorrow. And I got to say, I'm looking at my life and I'm thinking, damn, yes, I live in a trailer house. It's very non-conventional. I'm kind of a weirdo by some standards, but guess what? I spent a whole July in Bar Harbor, Maine. I got to spend a whole month in Maryland, went to New York City, Washington, D.C., Baltimore. Spent a whole winter in Florida, 2 winters in Florida. Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't know, the whole thing. Cambridge Glass Company. Kayaking in the Grand River. Not that bad. The ticket is to get the ball rolling. If you're not a dream chaser, if you're not waking up excited about something, maybe even scared about something, maybe afraid to talk to your partner about something you're thinking about doing, do it. Don't let your fear get in the way. Don't let anything in the world stop you. You're good enough. And there's no better time than now. And eventually, I promise this. If you do something every day towards that goal, eventually, guess what? It's going to be yours. And you're going to look back and you're going to say, yeah, he was right. He was right. That's my dream. I hope you'll jump in here. If you're not ready for this, just hang in here. Think about where you're at and where you'd like to be and how you can get there. And I guarantee you, with a little bit of work, a lot of focus, you're going to be able to do it. Let's not forget about the kindness. Let's not forget about the opportunities that we have every day to make our life better, because it doesn't matter where we've been. The only thing that matters is where we're going. So until next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.